Hey guys, Steve here. I believe most of you should already know that the next new hero will be Mayreel, and she will be coming soon in the next patch. So today I will share with you guys the top 9 meta team that you can build around, and most likely you will see them in the top arena real soon. Before we start the videos, I would like to clarify one thing is that the sequence number of each team that's shown in the videos doesn't indicate the strength of each team, and all of them are equally strong, so let's get into it. For the first team, we have Noxia, Mayreel, and FP. Noxia has been the meta ever since her release, and she is such a powerful character who can summon the golem to distract and block your enemies, and most importantly, she can distract the auto target of your enemies. While having the Mayreel in the team could also boost up the crit rate of your team so that you could crit more often on your target. Besides, Mayreel also hit pretty fast and deal a lot of damage on her weapon skill, and most importantly, she can do 2 skill chain on the target. And having the FP in the team could also make them slightly tanky with the 40% HP party buff, and she could also do well against most of the meta hero due to her tankiness and good damage. Come to the second team, we have F.Knight, Mayreel, and FP. Adding the F.Knight into the team will allow you to cast the skill even more faster than your enemies, and thus you will get the first skill initiation advantage. Since Mayreel's skill can hit pretty hard and only require 2 skills to trigger her chain skill, so she could also benefit from the F.Knight party buff, which is skill regen speed, to shorten down her skill cooldown. In here, FP will also get the first skill advantage, but in return she will also lose some toughness because of the party buff in the team. Moving on to the third team is Noxia, FP, and Lynn. Ever since the release of Noxia, some people replaced Beth to Noxia because Noxia is so strong and able to take down most of the meta heroes like FP, Nari, and Beth. While Lynn is also good here because of her self-attack buff and injury effect makes her hit pretty hard to the enemies. By adding up the FP in there, makes the team even more solid and balanced with 3 different elements in the team. Moving on to the next is Beth, Lynn, and FP. This team is also one of the most hot picking team in the top arena because of the 100% melee attack party buff. It is because Beth and Lynn can tank and do great damage at the same time. Beth is really good against the current meta hero like Nari and F.Knight, while Lynn is good against the FP, Gabriel, and Beth. Lynn can also win against the Marina if you play really well on her. So FP will be the last one to clean up the rest of the enemies if things goes wrong. Moving on to the 5th team is Beth, Marina, and FP. If you watch my videos very frequently, you'll know that I'm still using Marina pretty often even though some people may think that she's not the meta anymore. To me, Marina is still pretty solid and strong in the arena, especially when there are so many Lynn out there in the top 100. This team will be slightly tanky because there are 2 HP party buff in the team. Next one we have Oghma, FP, and Beth. This team used to be one of the best meta team because back in the days Oghma is so broken and he could make the team super tanky, and this will make the FP and Beth even more stronger to 2v3 your enemies. I have also tested out this team in the previous range map videos before, and surprisingly it works pretty well even in the current Lynn and Noxia meta. However, there are not so many people are running this team anymore because they prefer 3 attack goals in the team these days. Moving on to the next, we have Noxia, Oghma, and F.Knight. This team is also pretty strong because F.Knight's skill regen speed party buff will allow Noxia to skill faster and get the advantage to chain down the enemies. Most of the range units are tends to be squishy, so putting Oghma in the team will make them really tanky and able to fight against the melee team. While for the 8th team will be Noxia, Oghma, and Nari. This team is pretty similar to the 7th team, but swapping out the F.Knight for Nari for more range attack party buff. Nari is still pretty strong in the current meta and could do better than the F.Knight in certain map that has a lot of obstacles. Come to the last team, we have Gabriel, Oghma, and Nari. This team hits pretty hard because of the Gabriel crit party buff and range attack party buff from the Nari. Gabriel and Nari are like good friends who can complement to each other, and Oghma will be there to make them both tanky. So that's all for today's video. Hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the videos, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!